Investigations, alerts, breaking news.
It's going to die if we don't get this started. Do you understand?
No help allowed. The disturbing refusal to help captured in a 911 call from a local nursing home. Tonight, the company responds. A deadly accident in northeast Bakersfield. Why the CHP says speed is to blame.
There's pluses and minuses to it, but I think, it's a fun spin.
Some people already think of donuts as a drug. We've got the scoop on a new sales tactic aiming to create a new addiction.
Broadcasting live in high definition. This is Eyewitness News at 10 on KVFX Fox 58.
Compelling 911 tape is released after an 87-year-old woman collapses and dies at a local retirement home. The tape revealing staff nurses sat next to the woman for almost 10 minutes and did nothing to help. Eyewitness News reporter Mike Deneau has the story.
In the first moments of the tape, the 911 operator speaks to two separate women at the Glenwood Gardens retirement home who are explaining that an 87-year-old woman just collapsed in the dining room and she may not be breathing. Now, while the 911 operator is instructing the woman how to help, one of those ladies who was on the cell phone with the operator leaves the collapsed woman in the dining room to find an on-duty nurse.
Hi, do we have her flat on her back on the ground yet?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Is the patient flat on her back on the ground yet?
I'm going to her right now. She's in the dining room.
We can't wait. I keep telling people this. I don't know who's passed the phone again. I need that phone next to the patient immediately. She's possibly not breathing, okay? So I need someone to run over there immediately.
The Glenwood Garden nurse then tells the operator the 87-year-old woman is only taking about one breath every 15 seconds.
We need to get CPR started. That's not enough, okay? Let me...
yeah, we can't do CPR.
Okay, then hand the phone to the passerby. If you can't do it, I need to hand it to the passerby. I'll have her do it. Or if you've got any citizens there, I'll have them.
No.
Anybody there can do CPR. Give them the phone, please. This woman's not breathing enough. She's going to die if we don't get this started. Do you understand?
I understand.
Okay.
I am a nurse, but I cannot have our other senior citizens who don't know CPR.
I will instruct them in
We're in a dining room.
I will instruct them. Is there anyone there who's willing? Okay. I don't understand why you're not willing to help this patient.
I am.
Okay, great. Then I'll walk you through it all. EMS takes the liability for this, Colleen. I'm happy to help you, okay? This is EMS protocol.
The nurse spends the next moment explaining to the 911 operator it's against their policy to render first aid, and then is heard asking for her own supervisor.
Is there anybody that works there that's willing to do it?
We can't.
Are we just going to wait? We're going to let this lady die?
Well, that's why we're calling 911.
We can't wait. She can't wait right now. She is stopping breathing.
The 911 tape was approximately 7 minutes long, in which no one helped this 87-year-old woman.
They're refusing CPR. They're going to let her die.
An ambulance arrived immediately after that statement by the operator. The 87-year-old woman was rushed to Mercy Southwest Hospital, where she was later pronounced dead. A statement was released by the Glenwood Gardens Retirement Home Sunday stating, "We extend our deepest sympathies and condolences to the individual's family on the passing of their loved one. We are currently conducting a thorough review of this matter." In studio, Mike Deneau, Eyewitness News.
A neighbor to the family who lost a toddler yesterday in a tragic accident with a family television set says there was hope for an instant that the baby would survive. Elizabeth Zato says the baby's eyes opened briefly as his mother wiped away the blood following the accident, and she felt hopeful.
The eyes were closed and I was praying desperately. I said, God, please protect that baby, give that mother. She was a good mother, very hardworking, loved the children.
The toddler was pronounced dead a short time later. Police say the family was at home yesterday morning and the toddler was watching television with a sibling when he climbed onto a drawer on the TV stand and it fell over on him, causing the fatal injuries.
Well, good evening out there. Sunday afternoon, pretty pleasant day around the valley floor hill locations. Take a look at it right now. We are cooling off 57 degrees at this hour. Air quality in the good range for us there. As you can see, temperatures in the 40s for the mountains and 50s for us there across eastern Kern County desert locations. Temperatures largely really cooling off over the last 24 hours. That cooling trend sparked by a cold front moving through the area. But the good news is we've seen a wind advisory in the county be allowed to expire now as those wind speeds through the mountains and deserts are calming down a little bit, although we are showing here within the last hour 26-mile-an-hour wind gusts there in Ridgecrest. Across the state, things are fairly calm and drying on out now. Of course, you see a little activity on Quake Tracker, a moderate quake striking there off the northern coast of California about 9 o'clock this morning. Here's what you can look forward to for the work week ahead. Slightly cooler temperatures will continue to fall through the next several afternoons. Clear skies, though, through the daytime. A lot of sunshine out. And then how about it? By the middle of the week, rain and snow arriving right here to Kern County. Stay tuned. I'll fill you in on the next 10 days. Coming up, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Anthony. We now know the name of a man killed in a crash last night, blamed on speeding. The coroner identifies 23-year-old Cruz Hernandez as the driver who was killed when he lost control of his car on China Grade Loop at Alfred Harrell Highway. The CHP told us Hernandez failed to negotiate a curve because he was driving too fast. The car flipped and ended up crashing into Daryl's mini storage. A passenger in Hernandez's car was seriously hurt and taken to a hospital for treatment. A man who lost control of his motorcycle and crashed off Manor Street has died. The crash happened around 6:30 last night on northbound Manor Street, just south of China Grade Loop. The CHP says 62-year-old David Stone made an unsafe turning movement, causing his bike to overturn. He was thrown from the bike and died a couple of hours after being taken to a hospital. A man is shot while walking in a neighborhood near East High School. The sheriff's office says 31-year-old Jose Torres was shot once in the right buttocks around 4:30 yesterday afternoon as he walked in the 1500 block of West Drive. And he just kept walking until he got to Kern Medical Center. Deputies say Torres couldn't tell them where the shot came from. Well, who doesn't love flowers? It's likely that no one loves them more than the members of the Camellia Society of Kern County. Today they joined together for the 65th annual Camellia Show.
It's a beautiful plant that blooms in the winter. We call it the queen of the winter garden.
Today's event featured 15 judges and more than 600 blooms. The Camellia Club aims to educate people on how to grow the flower. Wildlife taking center stage will show you some animals that are being cared for right in our backyard. And what's behind two officer-involved shootings is still to come when Eyewitness News on Fox continues. Well, it's all about the birds. Well, it was for one day anyway. The Facility for Animal Care and Treatment, or FACT, at Cal State University of Bakersfield put on its monthly open house yesterday.
We're getting animals in that are hurt or injured, and so we're going to help rehab them, heal them, and get them back to the wild.
The event provides a great learning experience for the public to see what a rehabilitation facility is all about. Some of the wild birds that you can see up close and personal include eagles, owls, and hawks.
And beautiful weather out today all across Kern County. Things were looking really good out there for us. 57 degrees right now, but this afternoon, temperatures, took a considerable drop from where we started the weekend up. When we saw a high today, 74 degrees, still well above where we should be this time of year there in the upper 60s here around the area. Low 70s for the valley floor locations, and in the higher elevations, we saw temperatures climbing into the 50s today, but that temperature trend will continue to fall here through the next several days. The good news is for tonight, we've seen that wind advisory be allowed to expire there over the area. And of course, the weather system that was bringing a few light sprinkles in northern Kern County has shifted on out to the east along with that cold front. Now, our attention shifts back to the north and west here. The next round of rain makes it into our area, not until Wednesday. But of course, you can see by Tuesday night there, a fairly long line of showers with that cold front situated in the San Francisco Bay Area. And then eventually, we'll see rainfall arriving down our area by Wednesday morning into the afternoon. Air quality for the start of your work week will be really nice out in the good range for you there. Temperature-wise, we're looking at a pretty pleasant afternoon as well. Highs near 70 for the valley floor locations. Into the mountains, we'll also see a very nice afternoon in store for us here for your Monday. Temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. Kern River Valley, we'll look for a pretty pleasant forecast, 71 degrees for Lake Isabella, and out to the Kern Desert, upper 60s to lower 70s there. for your afternoon. Now, as we track through the work week, no real big weather issues to deal with. We are watching for that rain, though, as we make it toward the middle of the week. Once we get toward the weekend, though, next weekend, of course, temperatures will be considerably cooler, but nonetheless, no real big issues with having any outdoor activities. The mountains, of course, we're talking about some mountain snow. We'll have to watch that snow level as we get into Wednesday and potentially Thursday morning as well. With a lot of cold air in the system, you see us falling down below the freezing mark there overnight, pretty much Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, in fact, through the beginning of the following week. So it'll be a little chilly there at nights in the mountains. And in the Kern River Valley, we'll see those overnight lows drop from 40 down to the mid-30s, but the big drop will be from those afternoon highs Tuesday at 75 degrees, all the way down to the mid-50s by Thursday into Friday. Things going to be getting a little chilly around here.
Wow, almost a 20-degree drop in 2 days.
But the good news is we'll be in the spring before you know it, and things will be warming right back up.
And things are already blooming. It looks so nice.
Yeah. Very lovely view all around Kern County right now.
All right, thanks a lot, Anthony. Yep. Coming up, a deadly night for cops in Northern California. What led to the officer-involved shooting?
There's pluses and minuses to it, but I think, you know, it's a fun spin.
Some people already think of donuts as a drug. We've got the 411 on a new sales tactic that you might say takes the cake when we return. Welcome back. The fourth officer-involved shooting in less than 24 hours in the Bay Area. This morning, police fire on a car that rammed one of their vehicles and then took off. Shots were fired and the car crashed. The driver of that car was arrested while a passenger in the vehicle was killed. The third and fourth shootings started with traffic stops. The Queen is now hospitalized after suffering from symptoms of gastroenteritis. We told you yesterday that she had canceled a planned trip, complaining of stomach upset. Today she was admitted to a hospital. It's understood she's being treated at the same hospital where the Duchess of Cambridge was treated last year for severe morning sickness. Her Majesty is expected to stay for at least 2 days. The hit TV show Breaking Bad inspires a new addictive type of donut. Blue rock candy sprinkles cover the Breaking Bad donut created by bakers at Rebel Donuts in New Mexico. The sprinkles resemble the crystal meth drug featured in the show. Coming up, the runners run away with one on the diamond. John Franke's up next with sports.
Now, the three-way Chevrolet Sports Desk with John Franke.
And welcome back. It's time to talk state basketball playoffs. And this year we have a pair of local teams with legitimate championship aspirations, like the 32-1 Independence Falcons. They used an 11-0 run to cap off a remarkable comeback and beat Mission Oak for the Valley title on Saturday. The Falcons now have won 27 straight games. They think they can do some damage in the Southern California bracket.
We think our defense can keep us in the game against just about anybody. I haven't seen the top teams in the state, but anybody we play, we will respect them but not fear them, and we'll be confident but not arrogant.
Independence in the D3 bracket will host number 14 Compton. That game Wednesday at 7 o'clock. In Division 2, Garces gets a very tough assignment. The Valley runner-ups will be at number 2 Redondo Union. That game also is Wednesday night. On the girls' side, Ridgeview is tabbed as the team to beat in Division 2. Coming off their Valley title, the Wolfpack earns the number 1 seed in SoCal. Led by Erica McCall, Ridgeview is 26-3 and in position to win a state title. Ridgeview, the number 1 seed, will host number 16 Redondo Union. Also in Division 2, Garces gets the 15 seed there at number 2 Linwood on Wednesday night. Stockdale, one of the few teams to beat Ridgeview this year, and that win a big reason why the Mustangs are in the open division. That includes some of the best teams in the state. Stockdale at 28-1 Mater Dei on Friday night. And in D3, Tehachapi earns a trip to 5 seed Reseda. That game will tip off at 7 o'clock. Meanwhile, the SoCal Soccer Regionals also kick off this week. Golden Valley earns a spot in the bracket. The Bulldogs, the Central Section champions, are 24-3 this year, and they're unbeaten in their last 11 games. Those numbers good enough to earn the Bulldogs a number 2 seed in the SoCal D1 bracket. A pair of girls teams are also taking a shot at regionals. In Division 2, Highland earns a home game as number 4 against Cabrillo. That game tomorrow at Highland. And then Garces, the Valley champions, will take on Oaks Christian on Tuesday. That will be a home match for the Rams, despite the fact that they are actually a higher seed. And now to the diamond. One of the issues for CSB baseball early this season, a lack of run production with men in scoring position. That problem solved today. Perfect day for some chili and some hot dogs over at Hartfield. Runners trying to sweep LIU Brooklyn in the third. Bases juiced for Frank Martinez. He shoots that ball to the gap in right. It goes all the way to the wall. 3-run score as the Runners took a 6-0 lead. Still in the third, bases loaded again for CSUB. This time it's Oscar Sinai going to the wall and right. That would also clear the bases as the Runners score 8 in that frame. They go on to beat Brooklyn 10-3.
The problem we've been having lately offensively has been with the ability to get runners home once we get them on, and we were able to hit better with runners on base today. That was very encouraging.
The Lakers finally break even. Their record back at 500 tonight for the first time in more than 2 months. Lakers taking on the Hawks. They're down by 1 late in the game, but Kobe takes over. He had 34 points, but no two were bigger than these right here to put the Lakers ahead with 9 seconds to go. They would hang on to beat Atlanta 99-98. Clippers and Thunder. Some bad blood between Kendrick Perkins and Caron Butler right here. They had a headbutt and a bit of a exchange of some words. Here's Blake Griffin with the big-time slam, but just too much from Oklahoma City, and of course it's their big guy Kevin Durant who took over this game. Thunder go on to win at 108-104. Race 2 of the NASCAR season in Phoenix, and a much better result for Kevin Harvick this time out. After his second-to-last place finish at Daytona last week, Harvick placed 13th today. Rough day for Danica Patrick, who blows a tire. That causes her car to hit the wall, and then she gets hit hard by David Reagan. It tears up the whole driver's side of her vehicle. Luckily, both drivers were okay. Dale Jr. led this race for 47 laps, but he leads no more when he gets cut off by Casey Mears on pit road, and that allowed Carl Edwards to take the lead. Green-white checker finish. Edwards gets a push from his teammate Brad Keselowski. He takes off, and from there, nobody can catch him. He wins for the first time in 2 years and ends a 70-race winless drought. Carl Edwards wins today in Phoenix. And finally, in sports, time for the 5 to remember. You know, a couple years ago, I had a concussion. A doctor said to me, two objects can't occupy the same space at the same time. It's even worse when 3 try, like they did here at this basketball game in Tennessee. Number 4, NFL Combine players trying to impress the scouts. So you got to feel bad for Iowa State's A.J. Klein, who trips once and then again. Not a way to impress anybody. Number 3, Division III college baseball. Berry College pitcher Levi Austin uncorks a wild pitch right here. He wants to stop the runner from third from scoring. So he goes all football on the guy to tackle him before he gets to home plate. Number 2, in the spirit of March Madness, check out this 6th grade title game in Loudoun County, Virginia, where this player makes the shot of his life. This will be his greatest moment ever. That won the title for that guy. But that's not the best buzzer beater this week. It's actually from a high school in New York. This happened today. Khalil Edney of New Rochelle High, a 55-footer at the buzzer with about 1/10 of a second to go. That shot's going to go. And that's the state title right there. What an amazing shot from Rochester County, New York. It's amazing heroics there as time was running out for the championship, as he intercepted that pass and then made the shot. Great stuff.
Wow, that is so far.
And maybe we'll see that this week in our state playoff games here in California.
Let's hope so. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot, John. We'll be right back.
You can count on the latest in sports from the 3-Way Chevrolet Sports Desk.
Yogis made their way to New York this weekend to compete for the title of National Yoga Champion. There are approximately 25 million people in the United States who practice yoga, and this competition goes far beyond the downward dog or warrior positions. Competitors are judged on technical execution, level of difficulty, poise, composure, and grace. Now, one yogi says striking a pose for the judges is kind of like putting your artwork on display. That, you know, I do yoga, but not like that. Mine is not quite that skilled.
I'll take your word for it.
That seems difficult.
I would say so, yeah. Looks like great yoga weather for you to practice in tomorrow. 69 and not a sunshine.
Do some yoga outside.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you for joining us. Good night.
Fisher Communications.